What's up, everybody? I'm back with another video. I'm going to try to continue to do these videos at least once a week to recap uh, my reading journey on the path to 100 books in 1 year. Uh, this week, I was able to get through 3, bringing my total to 11 for January, which is awesome. These are little books, but they all fall under the same publishing house, Hard Case Crime. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly uh, in chronological order from when they were published. First up is David Goodis's The Wounded and the Slain. The Wounded and the Slain. David Goodis was a Russian Jewish immigrant, and he landed in Philadelphia before 1900. He was the quasi actual writer of the original Fugitive. He actually took the studios to court, and before it got settled a month later, he was dead, and then the court case kept drowning on and on until they figured out that he pretty much donated the story to the public, and when that happened, it was just public domain, and when they made a movie about it, he didn't have any rights to it, is what they found out, which was kind of sad. But he was already dead, so he wouldn't have had any money to begin with had he won the lawsuit, unfortunately. My dog's kicking me. It's okay. Anywho, The Wounded and the Slain by David Goodis. To me, this was a miss. It was just a... usually I like a lot of violence. There was only one violent scene in this. Yeah, it takes attention span of mine to just, continuous violence, continuous twists. This was just a extremely dismal, disturbing, depressing book about a couple whose marriage is on the rocks because he's a drinker and she can't get pregnant. So they go to Kingston, Jamaica. And while they're in Kingston, Jamaica, he continues to drink horribly. And she falls head over heels for some random guy at the pool. And while he's there, he goes to a local dive bar, ends up getting robbed, ends up defending himself, but in the sense of defending himself, he accidentally kills a guy, and so it kind of spirals out from there. Overall, this is not a book that I would say you need to read this book. If I knew what I knew now, I probably would have skipped it. Alright, moving on. That was written in 1955. 1961, Lawrence Block's The Grifter's Game. Okay, first and foremost, I do want to say I'm extremely biased when it comes to Lawrence Block. I have read all his Matthew Scudder series. I'm looking forward to his Hitman series, the Hit Me. I forget, I think it's Heller. I think it's the Heller series that I'm going to be getting into here shortly. But I'm a huge Lawrence Block fan. With that being said, this book was twisted. This book was insane. This book was great, honestly. It all starts out with a guy who's a grifter, which back in those days was just a cool word of saying just con man. And so he would go from town to town, conning people to get by. And as he makes his way to Atlantic City, he steals some luggage like he always does when he gets off a train. And in that suitcase that he stole, he ends up finding a bunch of uncut heroin. And from that, he meets a woman, and then they put two and two together that the suitcases that he stole were from her husband. And so then they hatched this crazy plan to get rid of the husband and to sail off into the sunset. I don't want to give off too many spoilers, but it was a couple deep and evil turns and twists that I was not expecting. Lawrence Block, his writing is awesome. I just page turner. I would recommend this. This was originally written in 1960 and then published in 1962. It was the first book that he's ever written where he used his actual name, not his pen name, because he switched genres. All right, moving on to 1962's Donald E Westlake's 361. Now imagine you just come back from the war, but you weren't stationed anywhere, so you didn't see any type of action. You were in the Air Force, and then you come home, your dad picks you up, you guys are just going about your merry way. You guys go to a hotel, walk around the city, and then on the way back home, a car gets near you guys, and then unleashes a bunch of shotgun blasts and kills your dad. And now you are dead set on revenge. And this book was awesome, extremely easy to read, very little book. But this one was great. Donald E. Westlake, along with Lawrence Block, are all from New York. So I think it's kind of cool that this genre, all the authors kind of come from the same place. So I would rate this at a 4. I would rate this one at a 4.25-ish. And this, I would say sub 3. I know a lot of people will disagree, and that's cool. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Me personally, not a fan. Hard pass. Awesome. Also awesome. All right, see you guys next week.